So let's get started. All right, let's get started with the tips for Revit curtain wall. So my name is Wan Siti Haja and I am an application engineer for Acadsystems in Revit. If you have any question, just drop in the comment section and I'll try to address your session within this 30 minutes free online lesson. All right. So for today, I'm going to talk about 5 tips for Revit curtain wall. The first one, I'll talk about the function, and then the next one, I'll talk about the model authoring, and then the next one, I will talk about on the workflow. So there is the 3 agenda for today. We will look at the tips for the function, and then we will look at the tips for the model authoring, and also for the workflow. Let's see. All right, I would like to welcome everyone today. Zarina, thank you for coming in. So I see Akti there, and we have David again, Nor, and CCW. All right, thank you everyone for joining today. All right, so let's get started from here. So this is for the tips for the curtain wall. The curtain walls is a known load-bearing wall, and aside from that, you can also use the curtain wall for special types of the louvre and also scaffolding and also the railing. Because I've seen previously within my training is that many people are struggling doing the glazed railing, because they have all those parametric values. So if you want to do it easier for the glazed railing over here, you can also use the curtain wall. So for today, I'm going to show you how we can also use the curtain wall to make for the ventilation over here. Let me open here. All right. So from here, I'm going to first create my architecture wall. And I'm going to select the curtain wall. Let's go to my first plan over here. And let's say that I'm building the curtain wall over here, the basic curtain wall over there. Let's see this color. All right. So let's say that I have this one up until level 5. Okay, what you want to do for the louvre is that this profile, this curtain wall, we can go to edit type over here. All right, so from this edit type, right. Hi guys, we just get started. Let me check first. All right. So for this one, what you want to do first is that you want to ensure on this curtain panel, you choose the one that you have done in the Revit family. You have to do the panel that for delivery so that it will be angled slightly by 45 degrees. So when you have done that in the Revit family, you want to save that one and then load into this one. So for instance, over here, I have my louvre curtain wall, curtain panel. So I load into the curtain panel as my curtain panel, the louvre one. And then you want to define the vertical grid because that's how delivery will be aligned. So let's go and let's put into the fixed number over here. Put a fixed distance, and then let's put 150 between each one of them. And then for the vertical mullion, I don't want anything in between them, so I'm not going to specify any interior type over here, but I'm going to specify the border type over here. Whatever happened on the outside of the border. So let's go and put in, for instance, over here we have L corner and L corner, another one. All right, now we have good. All right, change this one again. My bad. It's supposed to be under the horizontal one, because that's actually how the louvre is aligned. Right. Take a bit of time over there. All right. So welcome to everyone who's just joining us today just now. we now into the looking at the tips one that is making the look for the function of the curtain wall. So you can understand the function of the curtain wall not just as a non-load bearing wall and as a glass one, but you can also make the curtain wall as a louvre, scaffolding, and railing. But for today, I'm going to show you how we can make the louvre from the curtain wall. Right, click on OK over there. Let me show you in a better view. So if you go to edit type over here and you want to specify for each one of them is border, and then what you put into the curtain wall is your louvre panel. All right. So let me get into better view over here. So if I go and zoom in, you can see that is my curtain panel for the louvre. So if we go and that is the dimension that I've put in. So you make this curtain panel inside the families and then you load into this curtain panel over here. So let's make a more distance between the louvre over there. All right, so we have a better one over here. So we have the louvre now by using the curtain panel. So that is one tip for today. You can also use the curtain panel to make it a louvre your vertical for your ventilation. All right, let me show you. So far so good, guys. Good. Can I proceed? All right. So let me go and look into the next tip over here. So for the next tip is that we're going to see how we can model for the corner mullion. If you have your curtain wall, you can see there will be, if you are not properly done it, you will see something is wrong with your corner mullion over there if you're not modeling properly. All right, let me go my 3D first. This one. This is my model over here. All right, let's say that over here, if you zoom it slightly a bit, and you can see that this is not connecting with this corner mullion is not the right family, is not right profile over here. You don't have the right profile for your corner over here. What I want to do is that I want to have this corner for the mullion. So what you can do is that you can firstly go connect between each other these two, and we connect these two first. All right, and then we have that this one, either one then, and then what you want to do next is that you want to go to edit type over here. And then let's go specify for the border. You want to use the corner border. So let's go and use the L corner over here for both border. Because that's how border should be. But otherwise, if you are using for the louvre or for something else, then you can specify other than for the corner. But if you want to make it for the corner, then use your border using the corners profile. And I click on apply and the delete element because currently there is two type of the border from first one curtain one and another the next one curtain wall. So when it's overlap between two border, you want to delete element one of them so that it can specify the best option for you. And then you can see now you have the correct for your profile for your corner mullion. So see the difference between these two and then between this one. So this is the corner that hasn't been modified. This is this is unjoined corner. So you don't want this, but you want this for your curtain wall. Right? Is that good? Is there any questions so far? I'll show you one more time is that you want to go and join between two using this trim as stand. If we join between two and then they will connect, join together, and if there is any overlapping, you just delete first. Yeah, now I have a good one because I've already specified the border for both. So otherwise, if you haven't do that, you want to specify the border using the corner profile. Okay, good. All right. So let me go to the next tip. For the tip number 3, is that how we want to put the curtain wall and embed it to the wall. Because currently, if you see my building, this is all curtain wall. How do I want to embed to the wall? Let's go and create this one. Let me specify this one as a wall, basic wall over here. All right. And then I want to put the curtain wall embed into here. So what you can do is that let's go to the level that you want to put your curtain wall, starting with. Let me go with point. So this one on the second level. And yeah, there is my wall there. All right. So from here, you want just draw your curtain wall. Let's say I have my curtain wall over here. And draw them on the top over here. Let's go from discrete to discrete. And then what you want to do is that, let me go and see on the 3D. So I have this curtain wall with that is overlap with the wall. You go to the edit type first, and then you ensure that you tick on the automatically embed. And when you tick on that and apply it and OK, and now it will be embedded into the wall. Right, let me specify this one. And then whenever you have click on the embed, even though when you're moving, increase the top constraint and moving to the base offset, it will follow the wall, we connect smoothly to the next one, and it will cover wrap nicely to your curtain wall. See that one? All right. So you just draw on the top and ensure that when you draw them, you are drawing it as a embed on the wall. See that this one lever that I've just done, and then I want it to put into, I want to put them into my wall also. I want to add that. So just add them, and let's edit type over here, and then ensure that it's automatically embed, and then you go back and draw on the top over here. Just put into that and delete element if it's not making sense. All right. Okay, guys. Yep, there we have it. Or it's less than slightly more than what I want. Let's go. Okay, cool. So that's how actually you embed your curtain wall into the basic wall. All right. So let's go and see on the tips number 4. If I'm too fast, just let me know so that I can slightly slow down. Otherwise, if you have questions, just type in into the chat box, and I'll try to address your question within our time for free online lesson. So for the tips number 4 is that model altering for the grip modification for non-regular shape. So let's say that you want to create the curtain wall that hasn't have that regular shape, the vertical, and then you have the horizontal straight up like that. There is 2 shapes that I'm going to show for you now. For instance, over here, let me go first for here. When you click this wall, you have this option to configure the grid layout. And when you click on them, you see this is your vertical, your horizontal line, and then this is your vertical line. And then you can also see from here. So you can adjust them for the, let's say I want to have the diamond shape over there. Let's go change the angle by 45, for instance, over here. And then let me change over here 45.2 and then click on apply and then delete element because anything that when we are changing the angle, we also have the access curtain wall mullion, so we want to delete them. Don't worry about that. And then you can see that now it's changing to your diamond shape for the curtain wall. Right. Let's go see more. If I want to change this panel, just now I show you how we can create using the louvre for the curtain wall panel. But let's say that for this panel, I want to have the solid. You can go and click over here, and then let's go to edit type over here first. Let me duplicate this one. Then let's say I want to do exterior wood panel. All right, on the curtain panel over here, you can just specify as the, you have the option over here, the solid panel, solid, or you can also do the empty panel. So I'm going to choose the system panel solid and I click OK. All right, now we have that one. My curtain panel is overlapped with the floor. All right, so from here, if you want to change the material of your panel, do remember this one. You can first go select the panel, individual panel over here, because we want to add the family, that one family only. So what you can do is that when you go to this panel, click on the tab until you select this one panel, until you see that you are clicking that panel. So the option to select the next element is that using tab on the keyboard. And then on there, you want to go and unpin them and then go to edit type over here. And then from here, remember that when you are editing the type parameter is changing the whole family. So if you're changing directly from here, you are changing the whole system panel for the solid. So what we want to do is that we want to duplicate first and like rename this as a wood panel. Click on OK. And then from there, what I want to do is that I select the material over here. On the material and finishes, I'm going to go to click on this three button and find the material that I want. I have a wood panel over here. Let me check. Right, we do have this view option. Otherwise, you can also create new material over here. And let me find another one from this asset browser material. Right, do we have some more? What is some more wood? All right, from here, let's say that I want to go buy this one over here and then transfer this asset, and let's me rename this walnut. All right, cool. And I click on apply and okay, good. All right, okay. So now we are just changing. Oh, let me go again. Type over here. All right, let me go to graphic and use render appearance and apply and I click on OK and apply and I click on OK. All right, now we have that one only change it. Don't worry, let me show you how we can apply for the whole one. So what you want to do is that you want to go click again on your curtain panel and then on the edit type over here, you want to specify change the curtain panel to the wood, the panel that you have created just now. And then when you click on apply, it will apply to every single one of them. All right, there you go. So that's how actually you do for the irregular using the angle, and then how you use the glaze, the system panel for your wood. If you want to make a wood, or I see that I'm setting on the wall. Okay, okay, for the next one, let's say that I'm creating another one. Let's say that you want to change your, you want to make, for instance, irregular shape, not just changing the mullion. Let's go and go to the level 1 first. I'll show you that from here, if I draw this and I go back to 3D so that I can see it. And now I have that. Let me change this one to the type. This one. And from here, I can go to the edit profile on the top here. Let's go to the edit profile over here, and then let's go in a better view. All right. And so you can also use the section and also the elevation view. So from here, you can just drag them down and use the shape that you want. So let's say that I'm going to do that shape for my wall, and I click on OK. And I click on OK. And delete type, replace panel. All right, cool. Let me show you this one. All right, from this one, you have this one control panel. So let's say that you want to make these as a together. So you want to change slightly more shape over here. What you can do is that when you go and click tab, go over here and go to edit type first. Let's go for the all those interior type. We select none first. Click apply and delete mullion and click on OK. You want to work with the grid over here. So what you can do is that you can actually change the grid over here. Let's say from here, I'm going to change this one grid line, and you unpin them, and then you can delete and remove this segment over there. And from here, let's say from here, you can also change this one. Let's say I'm going to delete this one, or I add this one over here. All right. So that you can see that you can also change the shape over here by adding your curtain grid over here. And when you add that manually, you can work with them. And then after that, you can also go back and edit type and insert your module. So that's how, if you want to have a different shape for your curtain wall. So that this is more for the industrial wall glazing. So you can go ahead and try from that. All right, so that's how we can actually modify the grid modified for the non-regular shape using the curtain panel. So I've shown you first the function and then the model authoring over here, and then the model authoring for the embedded wall, and the tips for the model authoring using the grid modification for non-regular shape. Let me go for the workflow. So for the workflow is that when you have created your curtain wall as you want or as your project requirement, and then you don't want to load all of them into your project template, because that will, even for any families, because that will be too heavy for your project template. So whenever you are starting your project and then you use that project template with that families that you, for instance, that family you are not even for 50%, more than 50%, then don't load them into the project template. If you are using them more than 50%, then load them into the project template. But if you don't load them into the project template. But you can make the container file for all your family, for your component, and also the system. So what you want to do is that when you go from here, and then go create new project container file, mean that you created a Revit file, but just for loading, not for any project. So you're just loading all those family. So when you have this curtain file and then you go to insert and then you load the family that you want to, all the family that you want it to be inside this, inside your container file. And then whenever you have the next project that required to use the same material, the same family, what you want to do is that when you go to here, to the manage over here, and then you can transfer the project standard. So let me go to transfer project standard over here. And then over here, you have the option of the project that currently open. So the rules is that you need to open first any project that you want to transfer, and then you can select from here. All right, so let me go copy from the tower that I just made just now. All right, and then if I check, if I just want to transfer the wall types over here, you can also change, you can select any families that are system that you want, or the curtain wall types over here. So when you go there and then in OK, and I will transfer all those information. And over here, you have the option override only or new only. So if you override, if like instance is my current project, I do have the same file and then it will override. But if you create on new only, if you have the same file, it will duplicate and ignore the existing one and then duplicate that one. So I'm going to override over here. All right, so from here, you can see if I go to my family inside this project, this container, under the curtain wall panel, and I have my livery over here. This is I have created by myself. So you see, this is one that I have loaded just now. All right. So that's what you want to do for the workflow, that you want to create first the project template for the setting, your project setting, and then the second one is the container file that consists of your families, component families, and also system families. So that will be ease you in the way of the project sizes, and also will ease you for finding into the when you want to insert. So you don't have to, every time you want to use it, you don't have to go and look family each one time of time. So that is the tips for my lesson today. Is that good so far? Is there any questions so far? If you have any question, just drop on the comment below. All right. Let me go and show you my 3D over here. We have okay. So that is one of what I have shown you, is that we have learned on how we can go tips for the curtain wall. You can do for the non-load bearing wall, you can do for the special types of delivery, and you can do for the scaffolding, railing. And then the second tip is that you want to do for the corner mullion, that how I show you just now. You want to join them together first and ensure that on the border type you select the corner type profile. And then the second one, I show you how we can embed to the wall, is that you just have to tick on the embed to the wall, automatic embed to the wall on the edit type over there. And then the fourth one, I show you how we can modify the grid for non-regular shape. So let's say if you want to overlap your curtain wall, you have a different pattern over there, you can just edit the grid line and you can just remove them. And you can also change the angle of your grid lines. And then the fifth one, I show you for the workflow, for the tips for the workflow, is there anything on, for instance, the curtain wall or your family in the future that you want to load them into the curtain file. And then when you have the new project letter, you just want to go for the project transfer project standard, aside from just load the family each time you create a new project. And don't put your families and also your component into the project template unless if you're using them more than 50%, because that will become heavier if every time you start a new project. All right, guys, that's all from me. So before we go close this one, I just want to encourage you guys to use, if you are the first big time using the Revit, go ahead and try the Revit trial. And if you want to subscribe with us, just go to the Acadsystems over here, and then when you go to the product over here, you can find the Autodesk Revit 2022 over here, and then this is the 1-year subscription that we provided. Is there any questions so far? Good. All right. Thank you for joining us on today. So I hope you enjoy for today's free online lesson. Thank you guys. Bye bye.